WBIC, the best in sports entertainment. We're here live in Providence, USA. TNS Media Group is the team. Quick question to the fans and everybody out there. Who do we think has more pressure on this NFL season to win in the playoffs? Is it Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson? In my opinion, I believe it's probably going to be Lamar Jackson. Reason being is because Lamar Jackson is already a two-time MVP winner. He hasn't made it to the big game. He hasn't his record in the playoffs. I believe he's 1-2 in the playoffs. He's had number one seed multiple times in the playoffs, and they always lose. So in my opinion, I think it's more pressure on him to win. You know, you've been the best player in the league in the regular season, but when it comes to the playoffs, you haven't allowed that play to translate to the playoffs to get your team in position to win a Super Bowl. I think that going forward with this season, the way things are looking, I mean that you guys aren't going to have home field advantage. The Baltimore Ravens are probably going to be playing on the road, depending on what happens. They do play Pittsburgh this week, so they're going to be probably playing on the road, throughout the playoffs, trying to get a win. But I believe it's more pressure. Now, Josh Allen, he's been playing well, playing extraordinary in the regular season, but he hasn't won the MVP. That's why I say it's more pressure on Lamar Jackson, even though Josh Allen is Super Bowl caliber quarterback, possibly can win the Super Bowl. He's an MVP caliber quarterback and possibly can win the MVP this year, depending on what happens with Saquon Barkley. But I think that the pressure is more heavy on the shoulders of Lamar Jackson. What you think, man?
Yes, between him and Josh Allen, I would say so too, because Lamar Jackson has been, like you said, multiple MVPs, has been to the playoffs multiple times, but ultimately comes up short there. So between them two, the pressure is on the Baltimore Ravens quarterback, Lamar Jackson, to get it done. And he's definitely Lamarvelous, but he got to get a chip, man. It's time. And I'm not saying that his team looking like they can because they don't look like they can get one this year either. But if you had to ask me who has the most pressure between these two quarterbacks, it would be Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I mean.
But I think this year still is going to be the waiting in progress still.
Yeah, I mean, I want to make a correction. His playoff career is 2-4.
Okay.
Like I said, he's been the best quarterback in the league.
Right.
You've been the best quarterback in the league in the regular season, but you haven't allowed that play to translate to the playoffs, where it really means something. Not saying that the regular season doesn't mean anything, but regular season.
The regular season means nothing to them playoffs. Yeah. The only thing the regular season means is to win enough games to get there.
Yeah, I agree, but I think in the regular season it's easier to play. Or to let your hair down, I should say, or make mistakes, because if you lose this game, you're going home.
Next week.
So possibly the pressure of the playoffs, Lamar Jackson may not be ready for that, or in the past wasn't ready for that pressure, but we'll see what happens. Even Josh Allen hasn't won anything. He hasn't been to the Super Bowl either, but he hasn't
been doing it as long as Lamar Jackson either.
Yeah, I agree. Now we see what happens with what translates. Do you think that I'll say this? Who do you think is going to transpire or make it to the Super Bowl this year? You think if you got to choose between the Ravens and the Buffalo Bills?
I'm going Buffalo Bills. Rough buff. That's where I'm going. I'm putting my money in with Josh Allen. He is playing like he has finally turned the curve. He has beaten some of the top teams this year with Kansas City, with the Ravens that we're talking about, and this is just his conference. He's still got to come over there and tangle with them dogs over there, them Philadelphia Eagles, them Detroit Lions, but he's showing that he can show up.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll see what happens. I think that Josh Allen, doesn't have. Now, if he wins an MVP this year, I believe it'll be more pressure. Pressure probably could be even, or may still be leading in the favor of Lamar Jackson to have more pressure on him.
Leading in the favor of Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson has been here longer. He has had good teams. They have been wonderful during the regular season, and get to the playoffs, and then bam, it's over with. No, he has to at least go to the Super Bowl.
Who's that?
Lamar Jackson.
And then I don't know if he can beat Kansas City, man. And then you got to be able to beat Kansas City. You got to be able to beat Buffalo.
Regardless of who he has to beat, the pressure is on him to do it. More so.
Actually, Josh Allen has played has 10 playoff games, and Lamar Jackson only has 7. So Josh Allen is 5-5 in playoff games.
And Josh Allen hasn't even got a contract yet.
I mean, well, if he hasn't gotten one, he's going to get paid. He's going to make some.
He's playing for I like to call it peanuts compared to the money that Lamarvelous in them is getting.
Yeah, because Lamar just negotiated a new contract. So, I mean, if you look at these two players, though, they both are extraordinary talent. But
yes.
I would think that there's more pressure possibly on Lamar Jackson due to the
And I
MVPs.
agree.
So it's TBISC, the best in sports entertainment.